Hello model 1. Here we have 100 question mixed between geometry and algebra on the curriculum of March month. Let's start. First one, 7x all raised to power 0. We said before any number raised to power 0 equals 1. Okay. Number 2, we have bracket, inside the bracket -4/5 all raised to power 0. Then also the answer equals 1. Number 3, we have bracket, outside the bracket we have negative sign, inside the bracket we have number, whatever this number it is, this number is raised to power 0. So the bracket gives us 1. And in front of the bracket negative, then the answer is -1. Okay. Number 4, the same, we have bracket, inside the bracket we have number, outside the bracket we have negative sign, and we said before any number raised to power 0 equals 1. So we have from this bracket we are given 1. Then and the negative sign in front of the bracket makes the answer -1. Okay, the bracket gives 1 and negative sign makes the answer -1. Okay. Number 5, 3x power 0. Okay, x is raised to power 0, so the answer of x power 0 equals 1. 3 times 1 equals 3. So here we have 3 times 1. 1 is the answer of x power 0. Number 6, 7x power 0. The same, x raised to power 0 equals 1. 7 times 1 equals 7. Okay. Number 7, if x equals y. Here we have two numbers are equal, x and y. Okay. Then the bracket 4/9 all raised to x power all raised to power x minus y. Here we have the power x minus y. Okay, x minus y gives us 0. Why? If we have two equal numbers, then the subtract of first from the second equals 0. Okay, x equal y, then x minus y equals 0. Any number raised to power 0 equals 1. Here we have x minus y equals 0 because they are equal. Type. Number 8, half the number. Half means to divide this number by 2. 2 power 10. Half means to divide this number by 2. Here we have 2 power 10 divided 2 power 1. And in division of like bases we subtract powers. Then we have 2 power 10 minus 1. Then we have 2 power 9. 2 power 9, number A is the correct choice. Number 9, 3 power 6 plus 3 power 6 plus 3 power 6 equals 3 power dots. Okay, here we have plus between powers, plus between number of powers. Okay. In multiplying we add powers, in division we subtract powers. So what can we do in plus? Okay, we said before when we find plus or minus between powers, we take one as a common factor. So we take 3 power 6 as a common factor. Okay, the resulted number inside the bracket is given by division. So 3 power 6 divided 3 power 6 equals 1. 3 power 6 divided 3 power 6 equals 1. 3 power 6 divided 3 power 6 equals 1. Inside the brackets we have 3. Okay, then we have 3 power 6 times 3. Here we have multiplying. And in multiplying we add powers if we have like bases. So 3 power 6 times 3 power 1 equals 3 power 7. 3 power 7. then the missing power is 7. Next one, 4 power 7 plus 4 power 7 plus 4 power 7 plus 4 power 7. 4 power 7 is repeated 4 times. So we have 4 power 7 times 4 because it's repeated 4 times. 4 power 7 times 4 power 1 equals 4 power 8. So the missing power is 8. 4 power x, 4 power x, 4 power x, 4 times. So we have 4 power x is repeated 4 times 4 power 1. And in multiplying we add powers. Then we have 4 power x plus 1. X plus 1 is the power. Okay, number 12. Here we have 2 power 3 inside a bracket, all raised to power 2. And if we have internal power and external power, then we multiply them. Power inside the bracket and power outside the bracket, then we multiply them. Okay, so we have 2 power 6 because 3 times 2 equals 6. Okay, next page. Half the number 2 power 8. Half means what? Means to divide this number by 2. So we have 2 power 8 divided 2. And in division we subtract power. Then the resulted number will be 2 power what? 7. Excellent. 14. Half the number 2 power 11 equals. Half means to divide this number by 2. 2 power 11 divided 2 power 1. The same, we subtract power, then we get 2 power 10. Excellent. Third of the number. Third means to divide that number by 3. 3 power 9 divided 3. Here we have division of like bases. The base up 3 and the base down 3. Then we subtract power. The power of 3 is 1. 9 minus 1 equals 8. So the answer is 3 power 8. Quarter of the number 4 power 16. Quarter means to divide this number by 4. 4 power 16 divided 4. The same. In division of like bases, we subtract power. 16 minus 1 equals what? 15. Okay, so the missing power is 15. Half the number 2 power 2 equals. Half means to divide this number by what? By 2. Here we have 4 power 2 divided 2. Excellent. In this case, we don't have like bases, okay? But we can make 4 2 power 2, okay? Then 2 power 2 is raised to 2 power 2, and then when we have to up, we have bracket. Inside the bracket we have power, and we have power outside the bracket. Then we multiply them. Then we get up 2 power 2 times 2 equals 4 divided 2 power 1. Okay? Here we have like bases. Then we subtract power because we have division. 4 minus 1 equals 3. So we have 2 power 3. So the answer is 4 to power 2 to power 3. Twice. Twice means what? Twice means to multiply this number by 2. Twice means to multiply this number by 2. Then this number is 2 power 3 times 2. Excellent. Here we multiply like bases. 2 and 2. Power of first 3. Power of second 1. And in multiplying like bases we add power. So the answer is 2 power 3 plus 1, 4. 2 is given, the missing 1 is 4. Thirds means 3 times. Thirds means 3 times. Thirds of the number means 3 times 3 power 5. The same, we add power because we have multiplying. 3 power 1 times 3 power 5 equals 3 power 6. Okay, the additive inverse of the number. Additive inverse means to change the sign of this number. This number is positive, so the opposite of this number is negative 3 over 4. Without flip, don't flip. The additive inverse of the number 1 over 2. The same, change the sign, then we have negative half. The additive inverse of this number. This number equals to what? We have bracket, inside the bracket we have a number. This number is raised to power 0. So we have, and instead of this number we have 1. Okay? The resultant number of this number equal 1. Excellent. So the additive inverse of the 1 is negative 1. Pay attention. Here this number equals 1. And we have the additive inverse of this number. So we have the additive inverse of 1. And it's negative 1. Number 23. The additive inverse of this number. This number raised to power 2. So the resultant number of this number is 1 over 4. Okay, this number equal 1 over 4 because negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2 repeated 2 times equals 1 over 4. Excellent. Okay, additive inverse means what? Means to change the sign of this number. So the resulted answer will be negative 4th, negative 1/4. Next one, the additive inverse of this number. This number is not simplest 4. Simplify this number, so the answer will be, by calculator, we get negative because we have odd power, negative 27 over 125. Okay, we have negative 27 over 125. So we have additive inverse to this number. Additive inverse means to change the sign of this number. Okay, so we have this number by positive sign, 27 over 125. The multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse means to flip the number. Flip the number. Up is down and down is up. Flip this number, then we get 4 over 3. Multiplicative inverse of 1 over 2 equals what? Multiplicative inverse of 1 over 2 means to flip this number and we get 2. The multiplicative inverse of this number. This number is number raised to power 0, and any number raised to power 0 equals 1. So multiplicative inverse of 1, flip 1, the result is 1. Multiplicative inverse of this number. This number is not simplest 4. So we first find the value of this number. This number is negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3 equals negative 8 over 27. Negative 8 over 27. Why? Because odd power get us negative sign. So we have negative 8 over 1 over 27. Okay? Multiplicative inverse to this number means to flip this number. So we get negative 27 over 8. Multiplicative inverse of this number. This number equal negative 1 over 2 power 2. This power is even, and even power cancel negative sign. So the resulted number without negative sign. 1 over 2 power 2 equals 1 over 4. Multiplicative inverse to 1 over 4 is multiplicative inverse to 1 over 4 equals 4, and this choices doesn't have 4, but 2 power 2 equals 4. 30, this number equals, by using calculator we get 2 power 2 equals 4, negative 3 power 2 equals 9, 4 over 9. The same, 2 is even power, then we cancel negative sign. 2 power 2 equals 4, 3 power 2 equals 9, 4 over 9. The same, we have no difference between if negative sign down or up or in front of the number, they are the same. So the answer here is 4 over 9. Okay, next one. Negative 2 over 5 all raised to power 3. Here we have odd power. 3 is odd number, so the answer will be a negative sign. Why? Because a odd power doesn't cancel negative sign. Okay, if we repeat this number 3 times, then the answer will have negative sign, because negative times negative times negative 3 times equals negative. Okay, so we have negative 2 power 3 equals 8, 5 power 3 equals 125. So the answer is this one. 2 power 3 times 2 power 7 equals 2 power, we multiply like bases, then we add power. 3 plus 7 equals 10. 2 power 3 times 2 power 3 equals 3 power, we add powers. 2 plus 3 equals 5. X power 7 times x power 3, the same, x power 10. 3 power 2 times 3 power 1 equal 3 power 3. 3 power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3 equals 27. 2 power 5 times 3 power 5. Here we have different bases alike. 2 and 3 are alike bases, but 5 and 5 are like power. So we make bracket raised to power 5, and inside the bracket we multiply 2 by 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 3 equals 6 power 5. So the answer is 6 power 5. 2 power 9 times 3 power 9. The same. We make bracket. Inside the bracket 2 times 3. This bracket raised to power 9. 2 times 3 equals what? 6. 6 power 9. 2 power 7 divided 2 power 3. 2 power 7. We divide. And in division we subtract powers. 7 minus 3 equals 4. 2 power 4 is the answer. 2 power 4 equals 16. 1 over 2 power 5 divided 1 over 2 power 3. We have the same base, and in divide we subtract power. 5 minus 3 equals 2. The answer is 1 over 2 raised to power 2. 1 over 2 equals 1 over 2 power 2 equals 1 over 4. Next one, negative 3 over 5 raised to power 11 divided 3 over 5 all power 9. Here we have odd powers. 11 and 9 are odd powers. So we cancel this negative sign from the bracket, and we write it outside the bracket. Okay, we write it outside the bracket. Then we have 3 over 5 raised to power 11 divided 3 over 5 raised to power 9, and we divide. Then we subtract power. 11 minus 9 equals 3. No, 11 minus 9 equals 2. Yes, so we have negative outside the bracket. 3 over 5 raised to power 2. So the answer is negative negative 9 over 25, this one. Again, here we have odd power, and the odd power gives us negative sign in the answer. So we cancel negative sign from the bracket and we write it out. Why? To get the like bases. To add powers, to subtract powers. If we have negative sign here, this number, this and this are unlike bases, so we can't subtract power. If we write this negative sign out, this number and this number became like bases, and then we can subtract power. Okay, by using calculator we get the answer as well. Negative 3 over 5 all raised to power 3 divided 3 over 5. 3 over 5 is raised to power 1. Here we write negative 3. Here we have negative 3 over 5. So we write this negative outside the bracket. Why? Because the power is odd number. So we have 3 over 5 here and 3 over 5 here, and they are now like bases. Then we subtract power, negative, write the base out, 3 over 5, raised to power 3 minus 1 equals 2. Okay, so we have 9 over 25 by negative sign, or a negative sign, 3 over 25 in negative this one. Here we have bracket. Inside the bracket we have power, and outside the bracket we have power, internal and external powers. Then we multiply them. Negative 1 times negative 3 equals a power 3. So we have missing power is 3. Okay, next one, the same. We have power inside the bracket and we have power outside the bracket, then we multiply them, so we get a power negative 2 times negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 3 equals 6, because negative times negative equals positive. 2 power 3 2 times 3 equals 6. A power negative 1 all power 3 equals a power what? A power negative 3. Why? Because we multiply negative 1 by 3. Internal power and external power. 3 times negative 1 equals negative 3. 47. 3 power 6 times 3 power negative 5 equals 3 power 6 and 3 power negative 5. We multiply like bases, 3 and 3. Okay, then we add powers. So we get 3 power 6 plus negative 5. Then we write minus 5. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So the answer is 3. 3 power 5 times 3 power negative 5. We add powers. 3 power 5 minus 5 equals 3 power 0 equals 1. Here we have 3 plus negative 5. And it's the same 5 minus 5. 5 raised to power, the answer here is 1. 5 raised to power negative 1. Negative 1 to the problem here is negative power. To change or to cancel this negative sign in the power, we flip the number. 5 is flipped to 1 over 5 and the power became 1. So the answer is 1 over 5. 2 power negative 1, the same. The denominator here is 1. Flip this number, then we have 1 over 2 power 1. 1 over 2 power 1. The same. This denominator here is 1. Flip this number, so we write 10 power 3 without negative, down. 10 power 3 without negative, down. 52, 1 over 7. This number is fraction raised to power negative 1. If we have a fraction, we flip this fraction to get positive power. If we have fraction, we flip this fraction to make the power is positive. Okay? So we have 7 power 1. Negative 1 over 7, all raised to power negative 1. The problem here is negative 1 in the power. To cancel this negative in the power, we flip the number, so we get negative 7. And this negative 1 became 1, and 1 in the power doesn't change the number. 1 over 7, all raised to negative 2. Here we have fraction, so flip the fraction to get this power in positive. So we have 7 over 1 power 2. I flipped the number and changed this sign of the power. Okay, so we have 7 power 2. 7 power 2 equals 7 times 7 equals 49. Next one, negative third, all raised to negative 2. We have negative power, the same. Then we flip the number in the bracket. Then we get 3 over negative 1. So we get negative 3. Negative 3 power what? Power 2 without negative sign. Negative 3 power 2 equals 9. 56. 3 over 2 in bracket, all raised to power negative 2. The same, the power here is negative. Then we flip the fraction. We flip this fraction under the power. Then we get 3 over 2 power what? Negative 2? No, we flip the fraction. We flip the fraction, then we change the sign of the power. Then we write 2. 3 over 2 power 2 equals 9 over 4. Next one. 3a power negative 1. 3a 3a power negative 1. The negative power here on a. So 3 is its power is 1. 3 its power is 1. So I said if we have negative power, we flip the number. So the numerator of this number is 1. So we put a power negative 1 in the numerator in positive sign. Again, this number has a negative power. Okay, so we write 3 up because 3 doesn't have a negative power, and then when we write a, we flip the number, close the negative power, only close the negative power. 3 over a. The same power is its power is 1. 5 its power is 1, so we write 5 up, and we just flip the number raised to negative power. So y power negative 1 will be y in the numerator. 1 over 5 all power negative 2. Okay, the same, flip the fraction, and this power will be 2. So we have 5 over 1. It's 5. Next one, 60. Negative 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2 all raised to power negative 2. Here we have 2 in positive sign, so we flip this number, then we have 2. A equals negative 3, and a power negative 3 equals what? First we have a power negative 3, then we flip this number is over 1, so when we flip it will be a power 3 in the numerator. Then we have 1 over a equals negative 3. Negative 3 power 3 equals negative 27. Then we have 1 over negative 27. Last one. If a equals negative 2, then 62. A equals negative 2 and a power negative 3. The same. A power negative 3 equals 1 over a power 3. We flip this number to make the power in a positive sign. So we have 1 over a power 3. A equals negative 2. Then 1 over negative 2 power 3. And instead of a, we write negative 2. Okay, then we have 1 over 4. Negative 2 power 2 equals 4. Multiplicative inverse of the number 2 power negative 1. Okay, when we have, if we ask to get the multiplicative inverse of this number, we just change the sign of the power. We just change the sign of the power. The power is negative 1, so the answer is 2 power 1. 5x power negative 1, all raised to power negative 1. Okay. Here we have negative power. Here we have bracket raised to power negative 1. Then we distribute this power on the bracket to each element or to each number inside the bracket. Then we have 5 raised to power negative 1 and x has a power and the bracket has a power, so we multiply them. Negative 1 times negative 1 equals 1. So we have up x because x has a power positive and 5 has negative 1 in power. So we flip this number, so we get 5 in denominator, x over 5. Again, each number inside the bracket will take negative 1 in power. Okay, so 5 will be 5 power negative 1 and x power negative 1 will be raised again to negative 1. So x will be x power negative 1 power negative 1 2 times. So we have here power inside the bracket and power outside the bracket. Then we multiply them only on x. Then we have x power negative 1 times negative 1 equals 1. So x, its power is 1. And 5 raised to negative 1. So we flip 5 will be, we flip 5 over power 5 power negative 1 to be 5 in denominator. The sum of measures of accumulative angles at point. From first term we know 360. The two bisector of two adjacent supplementary angles included an angle of measure. If we have two adjacent supplementary angle, okay, like this two, this angle and this angle, these two angles are adjacent supplementary. Why? Because outer side on a straight line and this ray its starting point on this straight line. So the bisector of the two adjacent angles, bisector here and the bisector here, included an angle of what? The angle between two bisectors is 90. Why? Because the bisector of the first divide it into two equal parts, and the same in this one. So the angle between two bisectors is half the angle drawn on the line. So half times 180 equals 90. The angle whose measure 90 is right. The acute angle supplements. The acute angle supplements need which angle to make 180? Acute angle need obtuse angle. In the opposite figure, Measure angle DCE equals what? DCE, this angle. We have parallel lines here, CD parallel to AB, because we have this arrow up and down drawn on them. So this number 70 is the measure of the angle A, and the measure of DCA will be 70, because these two angles are corresponding angles. So this angle equals 70 from the first term, parallelism. In the opposite figure, B belonging to AC, P belonging to AC, and measure angle DBF equals 90, and measure angle ABD, this angle, 2x. No, we need the value of x. Okay, 90 here, so the other two angles equals also 90, because the sum of this line equals 180. This angle took 90, so these two angles, the remainder angles equals 90. So 3x plus 2x equals 90. 3x plus 2x equals 90. 5x equals 90. Divided 5. So the only x equals what? The value of x, 5 cancel 5, value of x equals 18. So the 1x equals 18. Here we have 2x. So this angle is 36. 2, here we have 2 times 18. الانجل الواحدة equals 1x equals 18. Here we have 2x. 2 times 18 equals 36. Okay? So this angle equals 36. And the other angle equals 3 times 18. The pentagon has how many sides? 5. The number of the diagonals of pentagon. Pentagon is the only polygon that has 5 sides and 5 vertices and 5 angles interior, and 5 diagonals. Okay? And we have a way to get the diagonal of any polygon in this way. Number of sides is 5, so we write 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 minus 5. So we get the number of diagonals equals 5. The polygon of 6 sides is called hexagon. The sum of the measures of the exterior angles of any polygon, sum of all measures of exterior angles equals 360. The sum of measures of the exterior angles of triangle, no difference, the same. Triangle, exterior angle of the triangle equals 360. The sum of measures of the sum of measures of the interior angle of the triangle equals 180. The sum of measures of interior angle of pentagon, number of sides in pentagon equals 5. Okay, so we write a 5 minus 2 times 180. The answer equal 540 degree. Okay. The sum of measures of interior angles of an octagon. Octagon has 8 sides. Yes, the octagon polygon has 8 sides. Measures of interior angles or angles. All interior angles gives by 8 minus 2 times 180 equals 8 minus 2 equals what? 6 times 100 equals 8 times 100 equals 602. So the total answer is 1080 degree. Measures of the exterior angle of the equilateral triangle. Measure of exterior Pay attention, here we have exterior, and we said exterior angle to any polygon equals 360. Now the measure of the exterior angle. Now we have one angle, not all angles, exterior angle only one angle of the equilateral triangle. If we have equilateral triangle, each angle equals 60, so the one exterior angle at any vertex equals what? Equals 120, because the supplementary one equals 60. Okay. The measure of the interior angle of regular polygon. We have regular, so we need only one interior angle, okay. Pentagon has 5 sides, yes, so we have 5 minus 2 times 180 divided 5 equals what? 108 equals 108. How many sides has a regular polygon of the measure of each interior angles equals 120. Okay, here we have the given one is a measure of interior angle, and this polygon is regular. So the number of sides is given by this rule. Number of sides equals 360 divided 180 minus this interior angle. This interior angle equals 120. 360 divided what? 180 minus 120, 60. So we get 360 divided 6 equals what? 360 equals 60. 0 divided 0 equals 6. Okay. The measure of an interior angle of regular. The measure of an interior angle of regular hexagon. Hexagon 6 sides, yes, 6 sides. 6 minus 2 times 180. We need what? All angles or one angle? One angle. Measure of interior angle, so divided 6. Number of sides, each one equal 120 تقريبا, I think. The measure of each angle of a regular octagon. Octagon has how many sides? Octagon has 8 sides, yes. So each one equal 8 minus 2 times 180 divided 8. Up we have 108. Okay, equals 135. The number of diagonals of the quadrilateral. Any quadrilateral has 2 diagonals. If we apply the first way, the quadrilateral has 4 sides, so we will write 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 4 equals 2. The sum of measures of accumulative angles at point is 360. Angle whose measure is 90 is right. The acute angle supplements right angle. Quadrilateral in which only 2 opposite sides are first one and last one. The acute angle supplements acute angle, or this right. The acute angle supplement obtuse angle. Obtuse, not right. I read it right. Okay. Next one, quadrilateral in which only 2 opposite sides are parallel is called quadrilateral in which only 2 opposite sides are parallel is called trapezium. Trapezium has only 2 opposite sides are parallel and not equal in length. Each 2 consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Their sum equal 180. Sum of measures of any consecutive angles in a parallelogram equals 180. ABCD is a parallelogram. So measure angle A. A opposite 1 to A is C equals major angle C, and we know in parallelogram each two opposite angles are equal in measure. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 50 and major angle B equals ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 50. So A and B are consecutive or not? Yes, A and B are consecutive or adjacent angles. So the B equals 180 minus the adjacent one اللي هي 50 equals كام 130. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals the next one. Yes. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 55 and major angle B equals كام A and B are consecutive, so the same 180 minus what 55 equals 125. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 60. So major angle C, A and C are opposite angle, so they are equal in measure. 60. The answer is 60. 95. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 60. Then major angle B equals A and B are consecutive, and we are dealing with parallelogram. So we have a major angle B equals 180 minus the adjacent one اللي هي 60. So 180 minus 60 equals 120. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 70 and major angle B equals ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A equals 70. Then major angle B equals the same idea. A and B are adjacent angles, so major angle B equals 180 minus the adjacent one. 180 minus 70 equals what? 180 minus 70 equals I think 110. Yes, 110. ABCD is a parallelogram if major angle A equals 130, then major angle B again equals 1. A and B are consecutive angles, so major angle B equals 180 minus the adjacent one, so B equals 180 minus 130 equals 50. ABCD is a parallelogram if major angle A equals 130. So major angle C equals what? Pay attention. A and C are opposite angle. So A and C are the same measure. C equals 130. ABCD is a parallelogram if major angle C equals 130, then major angle A equals the same measure because major angle C and major angle A are opposite angles and they are equal in measure. Also 130. ABCD is a parallelogram in which major angle A plus major angle C equals 110. Okay, A and C equals 110, and we know A and C are opposite angles, so they are equal. We have two angles equal and their sum equal 110, so each one equals 110 divided 2. So major angle A and C each one equal 55. 110 divided 2 equals 55. So major angle B equal 180 minus adjacent angle. Adjacent angle to B is A, and A equal 55. So the answer is 125. ABCD is a parallelogram in which BC equal 8 and CD equal 6. Then its perimeter equal. Okay, draw a parallelogram ABCD, A, B, C, D. BC equal 8, this side 8, and CD equal 6. CD equal 6. And we know each two opposite sides are equal, 8 here and 6 here. So the perimeter equal 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6. 8 plus 8 plus 8, 16. 16 and 12 equals what? 28? I think 28. The rectangle is a parallelogram. Each of its angles is right. The parallelogram whose diagonals are equal in length and not perpendicular is called parallelogram. Two diagonals are equal. Then that shape or polygon is rectangle. Why? Because two diagonals are equal, okay, and not perpendicular. So we are talking about rectangle. The parallelogram whose diagonals are equal in length is what? Parallelogram, two diagonals are equal in length. So we have rectangle. Parallelogram whose diagonals are equal in length is rectangle, not square. Don't choose square, because square we must, if we want to choose square, we must have right angle. We must have right angle or perpendicular diagonals. This condition or this information or this property only for rectangle. If we want to choose square, we must know that two diagonals are equal and perpendicular. But the question says only diagonals are equal, so we choose rectangle, not square. Again, rectangle, not square. The parallelogram whose diagonals are perpendicular and not equal in length. We have two diagonals are perpendicular and not equal in length. Then we are talking about rhombus. If two adjacent sides are equal in length in parallelogram, then the figure is two sides adjacent are equal in length in a parallelogram, then this figure became rhombus. Parallelogram, if we have two sides adjacent equal, then we have rhombus. The side length of the rhombus, which is perimeter of rhombus 36. So the side length equals, all sides are equal in rhombus. So the side length equal perimeter divided 4, 36 over 4 equals 9. If ABCD is a rhombus, then AC rhombus. In rhombus we have two diagonals are perpendicular. First diagonal is AC and second diagonal is BD. Don't forget line segment. Okay, best wishes inshallah.